Impressive award 2367. Oh no, I've just 6-7'd myself. The future for Sharon. Um, it does seem possible that Letitia Dean's personal life behind the scenes, undisclosed, is meaning time off screen, perhaps a short notice. It seems the way that Dennis's lie revealed told over the phone. Um, it seems that way with the Dennis lie told over the phone. I wonder if it would be mutually decided to have Sharon leave properly and come back when things get on back on track, or back on track for Letitia, and as she feels ready. This could mean a proper exit or a bit like Dot, and a sudden she's gone to Michelle for the foreseeable. I was trying to do Arthur, but I couldn't. Michelle. Um, I love Sharon and was hoping for a big storyline with Phil Linda. To be honest, who knows under the new executive though.
Um, I mean, if we just put the general cards on the table, um, Letitia Dean, the actress, she does often. I mean, first of all, she basically takes 2 months off after every anniversary, just kind of how it is. And but then this time she was gone for like what 2 to 3 months, maybe even slightly more. And then she came back, and then you go, oh, okay, this is a big deal. She's coming back. She was in the trailer for
Zoe.
whose return? Zoe's return.
Yeah, Zoe.
And then it's like, okay, Sharon's back, and then she had the scene with Zoe, and now she's gone again. And it's a weird one to think about because obviously, first and foremost, we're not here to speculate about like her personal life or whatever. Like, she seems like a very private person. She's not in the papers every week selling stories. She's just getting on with whatever she's doing in her life, and that's all the power to it. It's none of our business. But the thing we have to question though for Sharon as a character is, are we actually getting anywhere with it with the character? Is it actually Are we going to get any forward momentum? Because annoyingly, a lot of the storylines that I felt like she was going to really be able to sink her teeth into this year, it felt like a lot of them were just kind of thrown under the rug because they didn't have the time, or they didn't have the right kind of moment to do it, because you have the big Phil, Phil, after he goes through his mental health crisis and he finally says, look, Sharon, I do love you, it's always been you, and she goes, yeah, well, I slept with Grant, and then they go, oh, but this isn't happening now, this is happening afterwards because Sharon's not been seen on screen for a while. Or the fact they have like Sharon kind of basically allowing Zoe that she is allowed to be back in Walford, and then you have the big, yeah, well, Dennis is the dad of my kids, boom. But now we don't actually get to see how Sharon would react, because it is a shame in its own right, but it leaves it in a weird spot. I don't really know what the best approach is. I don't really know how to deal with it. I Perhaps you just do what you do with most people who don't actually spend much time. Uh, like here, you just block out like a solid 2 weeks and you just film every bit of Sharon up till about Christmas. And you just say, look, take as much time as you need, but for people who still want to see Sharon on screen, obviously, like if the schedule permits, like maybe she is unavailable to do stuff like this, but you would hope that there would be some kind of backup plan for this. But yeah, it's very weird, especially because I feel like this has been probably been one of Sharon's like weakest years in a long time, where she hasn't actually really had anything to do. She hasn't really been a main piece of the puzzle. She's mostly been fleeting. And I will say, I think it's a I think it's a positive thing that seemingly the producers are just pretty content with it, and at least they're not saying, oh well, Letitia Dean's going on an extended break, which is what they always do for the long running cast members. Remember, Shirley's on an extended break, and Ian's on an extended break, and Stacey's on an extended break. Usually they just cut the cord and say, hey, come back when you want, but not now. So I guess it's a nice thing to kind of perhaps suggest that the EastEnders team are actually supporting the actress in, I don't know, what could possibly be a bad time for her. I don't know. It's a weird one. How do you feel about it?
I don't know what's going on in Letitia's team personal life. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to know. It's not my business. All I've merely heard is that her mother is battling dementia or something. That's merely what I've heard because one of the YouTube comments suggested that. But again, I'm saying that's speculation. I don't know. I don't want to know. It's not my personal business. Because again, what Letitia Dean does in her private life is totally up to her. But speaking as a standard EastEnders EastEnders fan, um, it's really hard because clip that editor, clip that out. It's really hard in a sense because it's not a situation. I don't know why my mind instantly goes to Fast and Furious 7, but it's not a Fast and Furious 7 situation where Letitia Dean is dead, but they want to keep Sharon, so they have to bring in her sister and deepfake her face onto it. It's not like that scenario. It's a scenario where she probably has some personal issues. Again, not my business, that she has to attend to, and she can't really make time to fit. I would personally just let her stay with Michelle, for a long time, maybe a year or two. Let Letitia Dean find out what she wants to do, if she wants to come back or if she doesn't, and then when she's ready to return, have her return and actually, do scenes and be like, I'm back. But I understand not wanting to get rid of her because it seems selfish, but I understand why, because you already have Vicky on the show and you don't really want to waste having Vicky and Sharon interacting. I.e., an example they never did was Zazar not interacting with Tina when Tina was on the show. I know that's a fast comparison, but it's the same thing where
Or
you,
even like having Den Watts and Peggy never interacting at the same
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Obviously, it's a different kettle of fish with them, of course. It's a whole different kettle of fish, as those are two iconic characters. But still, you bring in more family to have Sharon stick around and have people to react to her business, and it feels a bit kind of. A lot of people would be let down that Sharon's not necessarily here.
it's just it's an unseen circumstance, really. Is what I'm trying to say here, because I hope whatever Letitia Dean is doing, I hope she's perfectly fine, perfectly capable, and when she returns, she returns. But it's also a wasted opportunity because I know this sounds selfish again to use that word, but it is a wasted opportunity that Sharon basically has to be phoned in by basically, oh, Sharon's on the other line. She wants fish and chips, Zach. Fish and chips. Get her fish and chips. Um, and has basically, since she physically cannot appear because she is taking extended breaks, they have to kind of be like, yeah, Sharon's pissed off at you, Zoe. Okay, is she gonna say anything to me? Yeah, over the phone. Oh, okay. Um, and that is a shame, but I understand both the narrative of not wanting to axe her and axing her, whereas you want to keep her around because you've brought in her brother, you've brought in her sister, her stepsister. I'm not getting into the Dan Watts family tree; it's confusing as shit. Okay, there's like half brothers, half sisters. There'll be a fucking alien part of that tree, knowing what Dan Watts shagged. But like I understand both the narratives, but to me personally, if speaking as an EastEnders fan, if she can't really commit, is it really worth keeping the squeeze? You know what I mean? I know that might sound wrong, but is it really worth keeping her if she's just going to be like, yeah, I'll film about 2 months and then leave, and then show back up again, film 2 scenes and then leave again, then show back up to the film Christmas and then leave again? Is it really worth it? But I can see both sides of it, honestly. And yeah, I just hope whatever's going on, she's alright. Yeah. You slay queen. You are a funny woman on the screen, and if I ever saw you in the street, I'll shake your hand and walk away. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Sharon is in that kind of unique category where she will have a job for life. So there will be a time where Sharon will inevitably be back. If she's been committed to being back on EastEnders, what, since 2012.
Hmm.
So at this point, she's pretty committed, and I assume she'll be back when she's ready, and that's all. Like that's all we can really hope for. It is a shame to not see Sharon progress and see where Sharon's going to end up now, as it feels like Sharon's kind of not stopped developing since Keanu, but kind of hasn't really. Ever since the Six stuff ended, she always kind of felt like she was just in an eternal loop of like hate Phil, love Phil, hate Phil, love Phil, hate Phil, love Phil, and it kind of felt like that was the constant direction. But now that there's a chance that she may not actually be on our screens for a while, I think it's probably a good time to let the character just have a little reset as well. And so when she does come back, you actually have a key idea as to where the storyline is going to go.
Yeah, and I feel like that's where we end the video because we can't really add much or say much because we again don't know what is going on. It's between her and whoever the producers. But yeah, let us know what you think down below. Do you think we should keep Sharon? Do you think we should get rid of her? Let us know down below. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Bye bye.